Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I had the day off work so I can record this, and I wasn't going to record a video of the s13, as you can tell from the title because I probably already have it in the title. Wasn't going to make a video of the s13 until it was done. I thought since I have the day off, I'll make a video on the 13. Let me just zoom the camera out so you can see it a bit better. So yeah, since the last video, because I watched the last video on YouTube of this thing, a lot has changed since that video, which was 2 years ago. So in 2 years, yes, a lot does change. So we have the bonnet here. This is almost a full Original Lab kit. Original Lab 40mm front guards. Original Lab, I think this is the Type 2 bonnet. Not the one with the vent here, it's just lifted up and has the vent at the back. Of course you can see we have an intake for the LS on it. I'm going to just lift that up. So yeah, did some of the wiring. That there is for the alternator. That's a new alternator bracket. But the problem is it sits there and the alternator hits the metal right there. I would point at it, but my hand's holding on the bonnet. But yeah, I have to cut that out to make it work. And yeah, so, and then the brake booster back there is giving us a bit of issues, but yeah, slowly working it out. Slowly. You gotta cut that hole a bit bigger in there, it's just for now. Of course, I've got my rims here. So these are what my rims I've chosen for the car. They look sick. These have now got the 20mm spacer on them, but I don't know if you guys can see in there. Try and focus it. We've got a bit of a gap between because the center on this, even though these were made for a Falcon, which the centers are bigger than Nissan, it seems like this is smaller than the center for Nissan. So I don't know how they fit it on a Falcon, but unless I'm pretty sure it was a pre-AU Falcon, so that might make a difference. With 20mm spacers, they're out to the outside there. But if I can turn this with one hand, the problem that we have that I'll be doing in this video is if I turn this right there, yeah, you see that problem there? We are right on the guard here, and then if you can see in there with that firewall part there, we come on, focus. Yeah, we're gonna hit that too. So I love these rims, and that's, there we go. What I was hoping to try and do today is I have a lock kit for this, or angle kit, that one, angle kit for this. You can call it whatever you really want. But yeah, even in the front, if I push this towards the front, there, touches the guard. And these are 18 by 8.5 with 225/40 18 tires on them. Well, these are semi-slicks too, so just getting the good tires for this to start off straight away. But yeah, it's already hitting on the rear guard and the front of the guard, which is a bit annoying, bit of an issue. But I would love to keep these rims, but if worse comes to worse and it's starting to become too much of a hassle, have to get new ones. So that's the verdict right now. So I was going to put the angle kit on it. So we're going to put a lower control arm, the drop knuckle, everything else like that, and try and move the caster so I can try and move the wheel back and forwards. See what I can do to make it work. If I can make the rim work, that would be perfect. But if not, then that'll be a bit of an issue. So we got these ones here. So these are 75mm over fenders from Original Lab. So if I just stay there. Yeah, so the lights are flickering, we got LEDs in the shed. But yeah, if I put these here, so basically that's what we have got. If I can try and point the camera in the right view. So yeah, 75mm guards, sick as. Of course we got a lot of dish in there with these ones, and I had to cut out this. So this is about 10mm. Usually it was all the way to the actual original guard, but I cut it back to just 10mm lip. And of course you can see we're cutting that out for the rear rims that I have for this car. Real ones, so yeah. Used to be out quite a lot. We're just doing a bit more stuff. The rear, I've done a bit of wiring, as you can see. Just recently, I got that there, which is my negative, and it all runs over to there, over there for that wiring. Indicators, and other little things there, and some other things I still haven't done yet. We got the body, the rear bumper on, the front bumper is sitting over there. Side skirts, I'm still trying to figure out how to make them fit, but now with this rims being a problem, I have to try and figure that out. The inside, I took off the door thing to make a bit of it better, but it's touching on a bit of metal there, so we have to adjust this a bit. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess in here. As you can clearly see now, we have a roll cage. It's a bolt-in roll cage. It was a pain in the ass to get in, but it's in now. We got more door rubbers because I got some extra things from when I went to the trip in Sydney to for the drags. So I got my harness over there, which is still sitting there. This piece of metal I don't need anymore, but I just have it sitting here now. This is the wiring for the front of the car to run the headlights. Just mainly headlights and front indicators. Here's one of the ECU pieces for the LS. That's like what was this, throttle position controller and other stuff. There's some other cables there for the ECU, which is not in the car right now because I still got to figure out a lot of wiring, figuring out the plate and stuff here. This is how I bent it. Should fit in like that. I got some billet buttons. So from Billet Buttons, I got buttons from them for this car to make it work. I got this up here, which I was just going to leave it up there, maybe put some switches in it, but then I have a spare radio laying around with some speakers. So I was going, because I know one of my mates, when I made him drifting, he has a radio in his car. He's 13, and I was looking and I was like, yeah, I could do the same. My dad sort of came up with the idea as well that I could do it since he had it in his well, my dad doesn't have a drift car, but yeah, since the other car has the radio in it, so I could put the radio up in there and put some speakers in it. I don't know if you can see, but I got a original like dash cluster, well not really cluster, but like surround for an S13 to make it look a bit better, and steering wheel's in there, but yeah, it's just touches, but I'll be fixing that in a bit. But yeah, we have this is gonna be one of my things I'll be working on today, is trying to see if I can make this work. We also have some other parts from GK Tech, so yeah, that's the box that the spaces came in. Then I also got these. So this is brake line from the inside of your fender or guard to the brake calipers. So that's only got the fronts, because that's all I need. And then this one is to make the brake lines work through the engine bay. So I'll have it from the brake master to, well, where the brake lines go in the to the guards, and then some of the front ones. I think these ones are the front ones. These will go from, well, that's what these will plug into. So you got that in there. I'll plug into that in there, then that will go to my brakes. But yeah, I also have my GoPro set up ready to go for when I do stuff to this. But before I work on this thing, but yeah, you can see the front bumper has been taken off. We made it sort of easy to take off. So I've got the front bumper just sitting here with the grill on here, not 100% melted as you can see. But yeah, down here we have these little slide-on bits that we've welded on there and put a bar in and stuff like that, welded them on. So they slide on to the front to put a fire in. And then we got this one here, and we got one there. So we put a bit of rubber around it that it comes with when we buy it, and when we buy these. So you put that around it, or hold it there, and I'll probably have to get another one around here so it will hold it up, because these are the rims I normally had on the front. But don't worry about the bonnet, it hasn't been painted yet, so it doesn't matter if the bonnet's leaning up against it. These are the rims I'm going to try and make work. And over here, underneath these covers, we have my actual rear rims. I won't worry about uncovering right now because there would be too much to muck around. But yeah, before I work on this thing, I have this car to work on. So this is my sister's boyfriend's car, Jake's car. You might have seen it in a video. Gee, yeah, this screen pops on camera. It's a bit dirty, so it's a bit not popping in person, but as much as probably would be on camera. It's an LS R31 Skyline, if you don't know what these are. I think America doesn't have these, but yeah, LS1 swapped, T56, R31 Skyline. So yeah, we've been just checking it over because my sister is borrowing this for the girls' drift day for coming up. Well, it's Thursday, so tomorrow. Wait, no, it's Wednesday, isn't it? No, it's Wednesday. So yeah, on Friday, she's going to be using this to go drifting, and yeah, just got to get it figured out. We checked the front a bit. The front end's good. The only thing I have to try and do is in here. I'm gonna stick my head in here. We got this switch here, which is for indicators. So I gotta get the indicator switch because this was so-called road legal. The other guy where he bought it off did have it, but for drifting and mainly drifting SA, you need hazards. They don't really worry about indicators, so I'm going to wire up the indicator switch, which shouldn't be too difficult, to hazards. Then I'm going to put his rims back on. His rims for the front are also really sick. You might have seen photos of this thing drifting around and stuff like that. His rear ones are sick too, but we'll just he hasn't put them on too much on this thing for drifting, but yeah. No, this side already has the rim off too. So yeah, this car is sick. He's definitely doing quite well in this drift car. I'm just waiting for the day when I can drift in this thing, and this thing will be done. But we're hoping if everything goes to plan this year that I have planned to do to this, hopefully middle of next year I'll have this going. End of this year, everything planned, and I will be making video on it, is that I am planning on the engine being ready to be built. But I can see this is already taking a while for me talking about this stuff. And the other part that we'll be doing today also is out over here, around the corner, just sitting on the grass because we can. We have the ute and my puppies. Yeah, we have the ute here, all dirty. I was going to give this a wash. It's basically half ready. So, hey Harley, how you doing? Yep, we got the puppy here on the video. Don't lean away from me when I'm trying to pet you. But yeah, on this, what we've done with this, Jesus, hold on here. We have the AFR gauge, which my dad figured out when I put it in. We started up because I just put the AFR gauge in and went there. But then he read the instructions and he said, "Oh, you idiot! You're supposed to calibrate it to the sensor that we have." So yeah, we're trying to figure out why it's still running rough. And when we took it to dyno, the guy said it was running very like lean. So we have another sensor there for the AFR gauge, and that, yeah, it's still dirty here, so I have to try and clean it. So I will clean it probably, yeah, eventually. But yeah, but we'll have yeah, I'm just getting lost for words right now as I'm trying to talk and make something. But yeah, I'm gonna get to making the 13, work on the 13, but I'll finish what I gotta do to the 31, and then I'll get to the S13. Hopefully I won't make this video too long. Might have to split it up in some parts, but yeah. I'll have a separate video out with stuff done to this soon. Well, it's almost September now, but yeah, in the end of September we have a drift event that we'll be taking you to, and hopefully we can get it sorted and figured out for that event. But yeah, I'll come back to you working on this with the GoPro. Come back to you when I'm ready to work on this, which is close to launch time. So once I've probably finished with that car, then I'll be on to this car. Alright, this has definitely taken quite a long time, but I sort of just wanted to give you guys an update. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a second when I'm going to be doing the angle kit on the front here to try and make this rim fit.